Hi, I'm David White, the founder and CEO of Fostering Great Ideas, where we look at every child in foster care and say, you have possibility, you have opportunity, and we're going to help you get there as a community. Fostering Great Ideas began in Greenville at Brick Street Cafe in 2010. I asked the question of a social service director, how can our community really respond to the needs of these children better? They said you can do a lot of things. You can mentor, you can tutor, you can build out a sense that they have capacity, that they can go to college, they can have careers, they are filled with possibility. Fostering Great Ideas began with that, and we are so happy to be a recipient from Greenville Women Giving to support our Aspire campaign, our Aspire program, our great idea, where every youth in foster care can aspire to move out of foster care and into college, can aspire to move out of foster care and have a meaningful, purposeful career with economic mobility all built in, with social capital from all the community championing them. We now have this opportunity through this grant from Greenville Women Giving. We so appreciate this. We are a team that is a community team to better serve children in foster care. Thank you so much for your support.
I'm Carlton Owen, Chairman of the Greenville County Historic and Natural Resources Trust, a new government program designed to protect open spaces, recreational opportunity, and the quality of life in Greenville County. In our first 2 years of operation, if all of the projects that we've approved go to closing, we will have protected nearly 2 square miles of properties. That's more additions to our state parks, our natural heritage areas, and even a historic site in one of our mill villages. With nearly $2 million of local taxpayer funding, we've helped protect over $13 million of real estate value. Most of that work to date has been in northern Greenville County, but with Greenville Women Giving support, we're going to move our attention to the southern end of the county, where lands are dominated by our farms and ranches. Our initial focus will be with the newly created South Carolina Farm Bureau Land Trust. We will focus our attention first on people of color and working farms. The reason is that 95% of those lands owned by people of color have been lost in the last 100 years, all while our nation's population has tripled. Work piloted in Greenville County will spread not just across South Carolina, but across the entire South as we work to protect farms that provide food, fuel, and fiber for our nation's citizens, from farmers right here at home. We couldn't be more pleased that Greenville Women Giving has opted to join us in this important work. Your investment provides a seal of approval of the importance of this work to Greenville County Council so that we can sustain the public funding that supports this important work to protect the quality of life and keep the green in Greenville County.
The Fine Arts Center was established in 1974 as South Carolina's first public high school for the creative, visual, and performing arts. We've been serving Greenville County for 48 years, providing gifted and talented students with a pre-professional education in 7 areas of the arts. About 3 years ago, we formulated our strategic arts plan, and part of that plan involved equity of access for students across the county. When we dove deeper into the data, we noticed that very few students from our Title I middle schools were applying to our school and continuing on to be students with us. And as we looked deeper into that, we noticed that the students were first not aware of our school, and second, very intimidated, unprepared to audition with us. So our first step in resolving the problem was to start the Summer Music Intensive last year, which we were able to do with funding from the district and our Fine Arts Center partners. And it provided tuition and transportation for students from Title I schools. We served approximately 14 students, 24% of our total student population in that program. This year, thanks to Greenville Women Giving and the generous funding, we're able to expand this program to offer architecture, visual arts, and dance to students from Title I middle schools, and have over 54 students already recommended for the program. These students, thanks to your funding, will receive a tuition waiver, a scholarship, and transportation, bus transportation from their house to the Fine Arts Center and back, providing them with free access to our instruction here. In year 2 of the grant, we'll be able to add more programs of the Fine Arts Center, such as creative writing and theater, so that we can prepare more students to be able to audition here and eventually, hopefully, become members of our student body. None of this would be possible without the support of Greenville Women Giving. Thanks to you, the Fine Arts Center can provide an equitably accessible education to students from across Greenville County, and especially those from the underserved areas. We really appreciate your support.
New Morning was founded to address the high rate of unintended pregnancy rates in our state that directly impact negative birth and maternal outcomes, family abuse and neglect, poverty, and so much more. Our vision is to promote intended pregnancies and increase healthy outcomes for both mothers and babies. New Morning leads a comprehensive statewide plan to expand and improve women's and men's access to contraceptive services. In Greenville County alone, 30,000 women annually are in need of publicly funded contraceptive health care services. And statewide, 78% of women between the ages of 18 and 44 are at a high risk for having an unintended pregnancy. The leading cause of unintended pregnancies is not using contraceptives or not using them properly. With $90,000 from Greenville Women Giving, New Morning will reach at least 3,000 women in Greenville County through our network of now 4 partners, including Genesis Birth and Wellness, New Horizons Federally Qualified Health Centers, Unity on Main Free Medical Clinic, and Prisma Health Upstate. These partners provide contraceptive healthcare services and free or low-cost birth control to low-income, uninsured, and underinsured patients. We know the program works. There has been a 44% decline in unwanted births since the program began in 2017, and intended, wanted births have increased by 16%. On behalf of New Morning, our partners, and the women of Greenville County, thank you, Greenville Women Giving.
On behalf of the staff and board of PEP, we want to thank Greenville Women Giving for your leadership investment in our groundbreaking collaboration with Greenville County Schools and the Bradshaw Institute for Community Child Health and Advocacy at Prisma Children's Hospital.
We know that no single in-school factor is more critical to student success than having a high-quality teacher in the classroom. Today, however, many teachers are finding difficulty meeting the needs of their students. They are facing an exploding crisis of anxiety and mental health needs that not only impact their students, but also the teachers themselves, driving more and more educators from the classroom.
This grant will fund the final year of a 3-year pilot to introduce to Greenville the nationally recognized Conscious Discipline model. Conscious Discipline is an evidence-based, trauma-informed approach that gives educators powerful tools and practices to encourage student self-regulation and to build empathy, all while getting children's brains in the right state to learn. The grant will provide professional development for up to 200 educators and also capacity building support to help expand the practice to additional Greenville County Schools classrooms in the coming years.
By putting relationships first, teachers who implement conscious discipline can reimagine what a safe and healthy classroom can look and feel like, centering the idea that discipline is not something you do to children, but something you develop within them.
And at a time when our Greenville County Schools educators need our support more than ever before, we are so grateful to Greenville Women Giving for this investment in the mental health of our teachers and the students that they serve. Thank you.
For nearly 30 years, Safe Harbor has provided services to victims of domestic violence in Greenville County. We serve approximately 400 individuals every year and approximately 200 individuals in the shelter itself. Our current shelter is a single-family residence built over 100 years ago. The spaces are cramped and our families have to share bedrooms, bathrooms, and other common spaces. It's not conducive to providing good service. Also, our other service providers are spread across 3 different locations in Greenville County. Our new shelter will allow us to put everybody in the same space and provide better service to our clients.
We are transforming the historic mill on Gordon Street into a new shelter and administrative spaces. We will be able to provide 60% more bed space in the shelter, which is critical, being that we turned away 253 families last year. The shelter will provide for individuals and families with unique, thoughtful spaces such as group kitchens, lounges, children's play area, wellness space, and most importantly, private sleeping quarters. For the first time, we will have shelter and all of our services, wraparound services, administrative space co-located. Thank you, Greenville Women Giving, for helping us reach our goal.